Hey there, City Council. So I'm out here at Polly's place making this video to speak directly to the council about some of the accusations that have been coming at us from other people in the neighborhood and even from some people on the council. And here's Polly's place, right? All right. I'd like to start by expressing that I always try to work with people. I try to be cooperative in every way I can. And there comes a point. Now, in your position as city council members, you generally have to keep trying to be cooperative in so much as you can, right? I'm not under the same obligation. There comes a point where I can say, you know what? You've shown me you're not worth my time and energy. And that's how I feel about James Freed. That's how I feel about Pauline Rep. And that's how I feel about Sherry Archibald. Her squawking at me out of nowhere when Rep was reprimanding me. I didn't move to the city to live next to neighbors that have chickens, tells me everything I need to know. Because, and this is the heart of the urban ag zoning issue, what your neighbor is doing is none of your damn business. Period. If they have a garden, none of your damn business. If they have chickens, none of your damn business. If they have rabbits, ducks, so long as it is within prescribed tidiness, ordinances, again, why we need urban ag zoning. There are people in this community, in the city, who have chickens, and their neighbors get eggs, and they get eggs, and it's great. However, if one neighbor moved into the neighborhood and complained, or let Blight know, those chickens would have to go. And that's a problem. Because you can't move to the city and start telling your neighbors what to do, right? I'm not telling anyone in this neighborhood what to do. However, there are people in this neighborhood who think it is their right and privilege to tell me what to do, all right? So we have named our nonprofit, the Harrison Point City Initiative, after the neighborhood. 12, 13 years ago, a group of people in this neighborhood named the neighborhood, and Kathleen McCready and her friends are upset that now, over a decade later, 14 years later, a nonprofit has named itself after that neighborhood. If a baseball team, softball team, kids' little league team, soccer team started calling themselves the Harrison Point whatevers, you name the neighborhood. That means anybody can name anything they want in the neighborhood after that. They claim ownership over the title, and I have tried to include Kathleen. Repeatedly, I offered to meet with her. Repeatedly, she ignored that request. All she wants to do is be angry. And at this point, she and her friends are lying about me, saying I'm not a resident of the neighborhood. I live 2 blocks away. Okay? I own this property. I've owned a property a block away over here, which a family now lives in now because I sold them that house. I'm rebuying a property over there. The truth is, I'm more involved in the neighborhood than Kathleen and her friends have been in over a decade. They just are butthurt about us using the Harrison Point name. And again, I have tried to include her. So I do not care what Kathleen McCready says. Oh, you should reach out to the neighborhood. We are. Not everyone in the neighborhood is going to like what we're doing, okay? But we're still going to put free gardens in for people whether they like it, whether someone's neighbor likes it or not. Kathleen is 8-9 blocks away from this garden. Her opinion on how this garden looks doesn't matter at all. And at this point, having tried repeatedly, and I have sent you all the Kathleen McCready versus Harrison Point City Initiative Google Doc where I have tracked our conversations up to a point. I've done what I can. And so them coming forward and lying about me makes them vulnerable to suits of defamation, which, at a certain point, when people lie about you so much, both in city governance and in the neighborhood, even while you're feeding dozens of people and having cookouts and educating the community, at a certain point you have to sue people just to make an example. That's how that works. And I mean, I've sent some emails to attorneys. I'm not currently suing but I'm looking into suing, not just people who lie about me as citizens at the public forum, but for the hindrance James Freed has caused us since the very beginning here. Think about if he treated any cafe, yoga studio, pottery studio, retail shop the same way he's treated us. They would have a right to sue. We started as an LLC. We've now grown and evolved into a neighborhood nonprofit. I don't want to be threatening, and I don't want to be rude, and I don't want to be mean. I want to be cooperative. However, refusing to cooperate means I have to bang pots and pans. It means I have to look at Kathleen McCready and other people and say, it's none of your damn business what I do in the garden. Look at Sherry Archibald and say, it's none of your damn business if your neighbor has a chicken. Mind your own. Worry about your own self. Those all sound like mean things, but they're practical facts. So in my 4 minutes and in videos like this, I do not have time to be more eloquent and flowery with my language. I have to get right to the point. And I would love to have a half hour, an extended amount of time for us to sit down and go back and forth in a measured way, even with James Freed and Pauline Repp and Sherry Archibald. But understand, they're gonna have to make right what they've said up until this point, because all three of them have expressed that urban gardening is not something they want to see popularized around here. So that's got to change, because again, it's none of their damn business. Okay, thanks again. Bye.